How's your spirit there? Roland Martin, um, O'Shea Duke Jackson, and other members of the Utopian Manosphere, Negro Manosphere, occult crew. I think you thought that because you had got me censored for a moment or two on YouTube, that you were going to stop me and could put a lie out about me training men to attack women when women don't behave properly. You might want to go check out my Facebook page where I told everything. I named everybody in the city of Tucson involved with your bullshit. Adrian G. Singleton came for me directly years ago and told me that she was working with you all. Me and the federal government have been keeping it from you and the president. In order to catch you slipping in the ethers, the spirit, the flesh, and all the rest, including that stuff that I put over there about Thomas, we had to play the game. I want to introduce you to galactic warfare, calculated, multi-dimensional chess, and I'm the best. You see, each time someone rises to the point of becoming the new leader, they are given opportunities by the fates, by archons, by destiny, by the spirit to be a decent human being and to do the right thing. And when you don't do that, you get me. Now, more often than not, y'all don't know nothing about it because it's tiny little thoughts. But see, Donald kept running with that thought because other people were putting the battery in his back about me. And then I told them, look, listen, if you want to figure out whether or not I'm a gang member or affiliated or anything, look for these three tattoos on the bodies of any other human being. See them? But the big homies are cool. The little homies are cool. The YNs, the Pookies, the Ray Rays, they're straight. Remember I told you to come out here and meet me on the street to keep the beat? And you never would. Out of Lady Kajava went and took her tail over there on to MS Now. Well, y'all thought y'all had me down and out. You didn't even bother to see it. But I was in the comments, keeping it beat with the people on the street. And then when the people on the street targeted me on my YouTube channel and a comment underneath an MS Now video. And Tucson is too small to recognize that social media is the modern telephone. So while y'all been running around here acting the ass, you hear it. I ain't saying that's them, I'm saying this is it though. So while y'all been running around here acting the ass and lying about having been hacked and who's doing this and who's doing that, and you've been saying that because I'm in this library and you are too, that it was me, not you, and that I sent you, and that I'm a domestic terrorist, guess who's a terrorist? Guess who's a co-conspirator in the Epstein charges? You are, not me. See? Espionage. The CIA. I'm not an agent. I'm the one who saves the country when things go left or right. And you all use your emotionality rather than your common sense to make decisions that can affect the galaxy. So when you start talking about nuclear armament, I'll listen. When you decide to actually try some nuclear, I'm already on top of it. That's why believe they may not ever tell you the truth, honey. But when it comes to who runs the algorithms in this galaxy, it's me. Claude was built off of me. I have been creating and or writing the large language lexicon needed for it to compete with humanity by way of understanding what you and your children say to get it to give you the results that you need. Because I speak in plain English from 0 to 70, even though I can teach you science that you ain't never heard of in your life. And you wouldn't know it until one day it all makes sense. Until then, it's just quantum physics. Now, he didn't think I could unravel the theory of the three body problem. Remember, Neil? So you bent the knee, thinking you had the right science and all the degrees necessary to compete with me. You, Clarence Thomas, General Lloyd Austin, Barack Obama, the black entertainment industry, with the exception of Obama. I mean, we're talking about the boule. White America doesn't know a lot about them, and they know even less about black blue bloods, which are not the boule. They are the thing in between that separated black posterity from black prosperity. I know what I said. Do you know what I said? They sold our history so they could make money. They sold us out to the intergalactics. That's why the whites got to put the representation of them on the placards. They were going to enslave all of humanity except for white people. They were going to get passes because they would have been given parts of the universe. You see? That's why Simon came to me and asked me, well, you can have some, just how much do you want? And he got me all the way messed up. I'm the guardian of the galaxy. Not some, it all belongs to me. You see? I am the spiritual embodiment of the planet Earth. It's tattooed on my ankle. An Earth and an Ankh. Where we three represent life, fertility. On my left arm, I had gastric bypass surgery this month, 2007. Basically, it's been 20 years. On my right shoulder, a phoenix holding a knife and a steel. Sharp mind, sharp knife, rebirth to Christ. Right. There are no new tattoos because I don't really need to protect my flesh as I have come to accept what this is. It's just also though it would be a semicolon and a unicorn. There is no other. I'm the only one. Some time ago in the world, people were looking for psychics, and they were giving $1 million to anyone who was an actual psychic. Due to my coming online, many people received their gifts, so to speak, but they are not theirs. They are on temporary loan from me in order to protect the galaxy. The tarot readers pulling on my energy are criminals. They're the ones who help sell you out to the outer stellars. I would post something like this, and then they would choose a movie as close to it as possible to use it to represent what it was that I was saying, because I used movies as to help represent visually people who, as one of the 8 learning styles that we know to exist in humanity, at least. Because those 8 learning styles also cross over into, let's do it like this. Our quadrupeds can understand by way of imagery, bipeds, um, anything sentient, whether it's conscious or not. That means if it's cognizant of its sentience, its ability to connect with uh, me consistently. Those who are have learned how to not tap into me as if I were a telephone, right? Because that's disrespectful. You don't call on God because you don't want to throw up no more. I mean, humanity does, and that's why that's a frequency over there. But in the intergalactics, that is not something that everybody needs to hear. Oh God, please don't let me have an accident. Isn't something that the universe needs to hear. And what I am specifically created to do is be the galaxy, well, really the interstellars, we'll call it bat beacon, for lack of a better word. Like the moment that there is a threat to humanity, the innocence, specifically the innocence of humanity. Humans get themselves involved in shit on a daily basis, so I ain't gonna pick a fight with them. It's when those from outside of our atmosphere interfere, right? So the moment that you get Three Eye Atlas cruising through the interstellars, I was already on it, right? That is why if you read my timeline, it's like, look here, just calm down, sit down. I got this. You need to woosah and breathe. I got this. Just chill. I got this. The earth is just one big ship. It needed a pilot. Think the television show Andromeda. I am Earth, though, not Andromeda. I am the universal spirit, yes, in the sense that once Earth gets into alignment in these next 5 to 7 years and minds its business entirely, it's not meant to be policing the galaxy. You all are the artistry that fuels everything. God made each one of us as unique as a star, and we're born into this existence just as blank as a star, right? A clean slate, no nothing. And our parents are meant to protect that slate and let us finger paint our way into Picasso, Michelangelo, Leonardo, not become DiCaprio, though. Except that when we are truly that gifted to be able to emote and do all of those things, there is a lane for us to do other things. But we're not pretending to be other people all the time. When we put that mind to the idea of creating the connections between art and reality, so there is no fallacy. Imagine, though, for an understanding of what he really is, because he's playing a role, but underneath the role, he's a guardian who has a job to do, like Denzel Washington, whom I might use only because I know his movies better. I like Leonardo DiCaprio. But anyway, if you look at Leonardo, Samuel L. Jackson, Denzel Washington, Will Smith, Bruce Willis, Ashton Kutcher, sort of, Keanu Reeves, they all went on excellent adventures through time, space, reality. And now they're guardians of our reality. What's real and what's fiction? Through the years, they've managed to maintain their original identity while being many other people, right? If you think about it like this, although there was a moment where for the movie Denzel Washington looked like Malcolm X, he never attempted to become Malcolm X. Uh, in what's the word? Juxtaposition. Kanye West attempted to become Jesus. You understand? Which is why I use that energy to combat those people. I am indeed not Jesus. I am the thing that God created before He created Jesus. This means that I'll write your God and your Jesus. I am the thought that birthed the earth into consciousness, and you are the being that birthed God into being. God's thoughts, dreams, birthed you into existence. And then he laid down and slept. And when he slept, they connected in the spirit and the flesh. And that's why you walk the planet today. And you used to walk the planet with the creators. Remember, the Pharaoh become gods from y'all looking at the sun and saying Ra, the sun god, is the Pharaoh connected. Here we all are. Tadar, the same way as the Pope, the same way as the King, the same way as X, Y, and Z. But Negroes who bent the knee to white supremacy, colonization, there's a reason for everything. See? Do we not all know that at this moment in history, America is under judgment for not signing um, the resolution on the UN saying that uh, slavery was a crime against humanity? Would that not open the door to the ancestors showing up, even though black people knew the moment that he broke down that ballroom that our ancestors was gonna show up? Cause y'all don't be knowing stuff, but we do. Did you ever watch the movie Tales from the Hood? Yeah, see, if you watch Tales from the Hood, then you would understand that Snoop Dogg is in it. But more importantly, there is a scene out of several Tales from the Crypt type scenes where little bitty puppets of our ancestors attack a man like him in a house like that. What he did to them and us throughout history. HBO took all that knowledge, put it on TV, and tried to tell you Lovecraft Country. Don't F up, dummy. And then to add insult to injury and show you how good God is. Remember when y'all arrested me or tried to hold me in that hospital? What was I holding? A Cthulhu plus demon. Did I not tell you? I have control over everything. Hmm. Your Alpha and your Omega reside in me. Indeed. I am his Lilith. See? If you know you were gonna walk the earth and you know exactly when it's gonna be, wouldn't you make sure Lilith was in alignment by 2026 so that we could be the divine man and woman he meant us to be to walk this planet and repopulate the earth by way of spreading our seed far and wide? Now you recognize this? Mm. You turned Lilith into a demon, didn't you? Imagine 2/3 of God's own family turning his future wife into a hell-bound demon. How you like me now, Pete? Hmm? You keep putting out them HFY videos, thinking I don't know. All your hoes exposed. This device is hacked. The internet is hacked. The government is hacked. I ain't do that. Luckily for you, I got to the back door before they did. I led them on a guided adventure to this moment in history, closing doors and setting traps specifically to keep them from getting out of this. That's right. When they indict you and throw the book at you, the rest of this will come to light too. So be